TLC is at it again. We have a new show called PolyFamily. I really need to sit down and talk to whoever is coming up with these concepts and greenlighting it. Now, I normally don't like these types of shows. The only one that I really liked was Seeking Brother Husbands, but that was because the women had the control. But this one, I have to admit, I like it. The best way to describe the relationships is
Taya's my wife and Alicia's my girlfriend.
And vice versa. Alicia's my wife and Taya's my girlfriend.
now imagine saying that to someone in public. It's crazy. Getting into the couples, you have Taya and Sean. Now, how they met is already a little strange to me.
We met at work, and he was my supervisor one day and was kind of sassy with our group, and I just knew that I liked him right off the bat.
One, your supervisor is very strange, and I already don't like that whole power dynamic. But then two, the age difference is also very, very questionable. Now, they've been married for 6 years, so when they got married, she was 22 and he was 40, which, hey, it's legal. I don't know how long they were dating before they got married, so I don't know how old she was. It's just very strange. They've made it work, so I'm gonna let them have it. Then you have Tyler and Alicia. They dated when she was 18 and he was 20 because they're 2 years apart, and they've been together for 11 years, and I like them. She did have me dying about putting an ad in the paper for when she wanted to date a couple.
I had this idea one time, put an ad in the seeking section and see if we could fulfill this fantasy that men have.
Obviously that didn't work. Then they matched on Tinder and they met. Now they are falling victim immediately of what all these poly couples say. Oh, it's not just all about the physical. There's so much more to it, when they're only showing y'all kissing back and forth.
We're only dating within ourselves and married within ourselves. We don't have any outside partners.
We never set out to.
But they did get me when they explained how they split the bills 4 ways. It got me thinking like, hey, do y'all want a fifth? Let me stop. Too much. So they do have rules that they follow. The biggest one is that the women, they have their own rooms, and the men, they swap rooms every night. Also, whosever night it is, that's who they have to sit by in the car, sit by at dinner. They can still kiss the other guy, but they can only be intimate with the person whose night it is. So they never sleep with the same person 2 nights in a row, allegedly. It's very, very strange, but they seem to make it work. Now, of course, shows like this bring up a lot of questions, and the first one is, do the women kiss? Which we found out later, they actually had a little session.
Have you two women ever had a intimate relationship?
No.
Lies. That's a lie. There definitely was a time that Tay and Alicia have been intimate because Tay is pansexual and Alicia's a female, and we are close, so there were scenarios to where...
Doesn't have any other options.
Now, I'm glad I got the tea, but I didn't like how Sean just like outed them like that. It was a little strange, but you know, they owned up to it. What I did want to know is,
do you and Sean have an intimate relationship together?
Sean and I do not have any kind of romantic or sexual relationship. People ask that all the time, but no, it's not like that for us. We're both straight.
I do have a theory, but I'll explain it a little later. Now, there are kids in the picture, which I always am hesitant about, but they do have a system for that, which on that part of it is fair. It's not a really good system. I'll get into that as well. But the whole dynamic it's a bit strange. And I don't want to be, too judgmental on lifestyles. It's a very interesting concept. Taya and wait, already getting mixed up. Alicia and Tyler, who are married, they already had 2 children who are 9 and 8. And since they became a poly family, each of the wives have had a child each, and Taya is currently pregnant. Where it gets juicy is they don't know who the baby daddies are. They say they don't want jealousy to be involved. They want it to just be a full family and you love the child as your own. The little baby, knew who mom, mama, and daddy.
Who am I? And who's this right here?
Daddy.
And who's this?
Mom.
Right there?
Mama.
Hey, it's working. I have my suspicion on who I think the dad is, especially of the unborn one. And I feel like it is Tyler. I mostly say that because Sean's personality all throughout this first episode, it shows that he's that supervisor that no one likes. And he likes that no one likes him, which after her explanation on how they met, makes sense. I feel like he gets off by arguing with people. He always has these little snarky comments.
Yeah, me too. I mean, you toss and turn quite a bit, so you're not the only one losing sleep.
I'm pretty sure you don't get a complaint when she's the one who's 9 months pregnant.
For sure.
Not only to the women, but also to Tyler. Their relationship apparently is we are strictly the Dickleys. Nothing more than that. And I feel like Tyler wants peace. I wouldn't say he wants to be his friend, but obviously if y'all are in a family and y'all live under the same house, parent the same children, you would want to be friends with everyone involved, but that's not the case with Sean.
I think our relationship is we live together, we have mutual partners, and we parent together. But if we were in this situation, we probably wouldn't be friends.
It was very rude for him to just say that if they weren't doing this, they would probably not even be friends. I also feel like Tyler may be the baby daddy because the interaction that he has with Taya, they seem like a good pair, which brings up jealousy with Alicia. And she explained when they first started, she did have a lot of jealousy because when they would switch men for the night and Taya is with Tyler, she's always wondering what are they doing? She doing something that I'm not doing?
I think about how many times or the things that they're doing and being like, oh, well, are you doing it that much or doing these certain things with somebody because you don't get what you need from me?
That lets me know homeboy may be a little freak in the sheets. And he did kind of confirm it.
I mean, I'll be straight with you. Tay and I have a lot of sex. So if you want to talk statistics, there's a good chance that he could be mine biologically.
Which I'm like, Tyler is very messy, but I love it. Beyond that, I also feel like Tyler is, as Taya explained, emotional and in the best way possible to where he shows that he cares. Sean, on the other hand, although he's different, I feel like he's different, but in a negative way. To me, and it might just be because she said he was her manager. I would never want that man to be any manager or anything connected to me. But if that's how they met, I can see her liking the structure that he provided as a manager. I wouldn't want that in my personal life. And it is just brings a lot of negativity. And so Taya and Alicia, they had a great conversation talking about how they had to take some time to work on their relationship and now they're in a good place. Might also be because, they slept together. Which gets to my theory of these men, they either need to fight it out or make out, one or the other, or both. This bickering, I cannot imagine raising a family and being pretty much a four-way married couple with someone who I don't really get along with or don't really like. So back at home, Tyler just gets off of work and he sits down with Sean and his children, his birth children, and, asks about their day at school, how was recess, just having conversations. And Sean just cut him off to say, you grounded.
Remember, you're grounded today, so you need to make sure that you're eating and get back downstairs, okay?
I haven't seen any of the kids all day, and I just wanted a few minutes to bond with the kids. I don't like the way Sean interrupted our conversation.
I know it took everything within him not to just Although I'm sure Tyler is not that person. But how rude. And it was so mature of Tyler to get up and walk away immediately before throwing bows. Because I honestly feel like when it comes down to it, my money is on Tyler. I'm glad that he excused himself from the situation. It goes back to the rules that they have set, which is everyone is the parent to every child. So that's why Tyler is struggling, because he's normally the dad to his child, and it's hard to kind of be shut down by another man when he knows, you know, beyond this whole thing, that's my child. I was also so happy to see that after he calmed down, he decided to go to Sean and have a man-to-man talk and just express that, hey, I didn't like that. And
Everybody's grounded, but like, when am I supposed to see her? I just don't like the way that went. I was just trying to talk to her for a minute, you know. I've seen her all today, and I wanted to spend a couple minutes talking to her, and I feel like it cut me off, and I don't know what to do with that.
And that's great to see, because you don't really see men show their emotions and pretty much have like a conversation expressing their feelings. You can tell Sean isn't used to that, because he couldn't even look him in his eye.
Well, I get that, but I mean, that's one of the consequences of being grounded, is that you're grounded. And I know that sucks, but she has to stay on task. And
He couldn't look him in his eye, but he stood 10 toes down. It was just so hard to watch. And that immediately made me Team Tyler. That's why I knew I liked the show, because I'm like, why am I picking the team? Why am I picking a side? Tyler did everything right as far as explaining and expressing himself and telling him, you know, a better way that could have been done. But this supervisor can't take any feedback. Also, when you look at the root of it, why can you not let this child's father talk to her? Not just saying him as the father. If y'all are all parents, if you ground the child, you're grounding them from toys, watching TV, having any type of fun. Having a conversation with a parent should not be a problem. Like, being grounded does not mean you're in solitary confinement, like prison. That's when you need to call CPS. So I really don't like Sean, and he's drawn a line in the sand at this point. Even at night, Tyler was talking to his wife, Alicia, explaining how it just wasn't fair. Sean wouldn't like it if he did it to him, although he doesn't have any kids on his own. But it's just not a fair thing. Sean is over here about to scrape the skin off of Taya, trying to explain his point and being sarcastic.
Tyler today?
frustrated, angry.
Angry?
I'm not angry that he has an issue with it. I'm angry that he doesn't know the whole story.
It's just, yeah, I have to watch this every Tuesday because I'm rooting for Team Tyler. We ended the episode with Sean and Taya arriving at the hospital to have an induction for their baby. So the next episode will pick up there and we will see the new addition. And I believe later on in the season, because they have to do blood work, they will know who the dad is. Although I strongly believe it's Tyler. He did say in the trailer something about,
I'm the one that doesn't have any rights to Quentin, really.
Is your problem? That's scary to me, that if this ever goes away.
and that's going to be the baby's name. So they kind of gave it away. I hope not, but I'm intrigued to see. Now, a few people, maybe including myself, have a theory. This show is going to go from a PolyFamily to a sister-wives situation for Tyler. So we will see. I am going to watch and post every episode with my commentary on my Patreon. So make sure to subscribe there. The premiere episode is available for all to join in and watch every episode, as well as additional shows and some live watch parties. And we will see where things go. I'm going to keep my eyes on them.